Hi, Scott. It's so nice to see you
It's great to see you
again.
again too. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good,
Thank you.
good. Well, Victor's journey in season two has been something to watch. It's kind of been painful and sad and heartbreaking.
Mm,
And I imagine for you as an actor, especially with learning that Victor had a sister, seeing moments with the sister, his
yeah.
mom, and everything. Do you think there's a part of Victor that's like still kind of waiting for maybe the return of his sister or his mom or his family?
I think that it's, yeah, thanks for that question. I think that it's yeah, I think that's a great possibility. I mean, that's something now, in terms of where we leave off at the end of this season. I think it's definitely thrust him forward in this feeling of purpose with, especially with Tabitha,
Mhm.
and in terms of, like that wonderful scene that John Griffin wrote of us in the bedroom together, where we're talking about trying to get past this fear, or at least going into it
Mhm.
to really get where we have to go. I think that was the place I was, or that's what I was working with going into the final episodes. But I think that that's a really beautiful question. Yeah, I was always working with a mother all along. But I'm excited to see, fingers crossed, we get season three, if
Yeah.
where this Eloise sister thing is going to go. And of course, John Griffin tells us nothing.
So you have no clue yet.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No, no idea whatsoever. I even thought at one point the when we got to five and the reveal of the mother, the violin and
Yeah.
that storyline, I was convinced that there was a certain thing going in a certain direction that way. So funny, I don't theorize too
Hmm.
much about the show, but just in terms of Victor's journey. And then they had to drop that episode 8 on me, and I was just, I remember just sitting there in my apartment, in Halifax, and just holding the script and looking at the roof and going, "Damn you, John, Jeff." Never expected that, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful, wonderful, and what a great milestone event in Victor's journey there, you know?
Yeah, and such a heartbreaking watching the scene of like his sister of Eloise leaving and run and
Oh
just
yeah,
screaming, "Don't go, we're supposed to stay
yeah,
here."
the blame
That's
and
such a
yeah,
yeah, because I
yeah,
think, and I'm sure because you definitely it comes across this way, I think Victor has such compound PTSD that like because watching Victor as a child is such a different Victor than the Victor as an
yeah.
adult. And it's so just, you're just crying and your heart's just breaking for him because like you have a line when someone's like, "Don't you want to go home?" And you're like, "This is my home." So to watch that, do you think there's a part of Victor that is hoping that somehow magically this place can become a home again and people can, I don't know, somehow it cannot be traumatic? That makes sense.
Yeah, I think that I've never put any thought into that. And again, I think that's a really amazing, beautiful thought. I think that it's so interesting to think of the trajectory and the timeline of everything that's happened since the Matthews family arrived in season one. My wife and I
Mhm.
just even last night were talking about it. We are like, all of this has happened in about a week and a half.
That's true.
Or
It's
two,
hard to
you know what I mean?
believe.
Or 2 weeks or so. So Ethan and I really have only known each other for like a week or something. Um, So I think that in terms of that, well, I'm keeping track of that for myself in my work. I know that, there was this thing that I kind of arrived at, and it was somewhere when I was working with David, the wonderful David Alpay, Jade. Um, and I kind of realized, ah, you know, I don't know if he's giving any thought to that at this point, be anything beyond just getting here or to the next thing, or to just get to the next drawing to get the memory down to, you know, just a guy that wants his peaches. I think that sometimes I just try and even keep it as simple as that for myself.
Yeah.
Um, Victor sitting around, and theorizing anything, but I mean, what you're talking about is a beautiful thing. It's just more of that's interesting. Yeah, that everything would say go back to some sort of early version of whatever that was,
Of
where he
whatever
comes from.
normalcy. whatever
some
normalcy
sort of
that might have
normalcy.
been. Although it always seems
Yeah.
like even from the memories, it was like not.
Well, that's,
So
I think there's that too. You're actually bringing up a great point, which is, I'm working with really fragmented memories that also, Victor has also thought were dreams for a long time.
yeah.
Wasn't sure if they were, that unreliable narrator to himself thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it's such a, I just want to say, Scott, it's such a beautiful portrayal and of
Thank you.
trauma. And
Thank you.
I just congratulate you so much for your wonderful, wonderful work. So, and I'm sure
Thank
as
you
an
so
actor,
much.
it's been incredibly rewarding. So,
Incredibly rewarding, the whole journey. But to get that arc this season, of course, I wasn't told anything. We never are. We don't know what's coming. So yeah, what a pleasure. And then to see it all back, to see the new cast, to see all
yeah.
these new people that I haven't had any scenes with yet, and this whole thing and this story coming together. I'm elated. It's been a fantastic season, and you've seen the last episode, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good, 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 good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you again, Scott. It was so nice to see you
Thank
again.
you.
So,
Yeah, it's good to see you.
yeah.